What's funny is when we which I know we'll probably get into this, or we can just touch on a little bit. When we fucking started bombing Iran, um, at was it like two? It was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning our time, right?
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
did it daytime over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously I'm a fucking sleep. I'm laying down. Um, fucking, of course, and then Maddie's awake. And so she starts seeing it all over TikTok and whatnot. So she sends me a text while I'm asleep, like I'm gonna wake up, and her text is, "Are we going to war?" And I'm like, and then I don't. I wake up and I see it in the morning. Oh, so it was Friday night, right? Because I wake up Saturday morning. Because I slept in a little bit because me and Destiny went out Friday night. Um, and so I wake up Saturday morning, and then as soon as I get my phone, I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then Maddie and Destiny was like, "What?" And I was like, "Maddie texted me at 4 o'clock in the morning." She's like, "What'd she say?" I was like, "Are we going to war?" She started laughing. I was like, "What does
Yep.
she think? Does she think I'm going to solve the world's problem at 4 a.m.? Like, what the fuck?" Like, and so eventually, whenever Maddie was awakening, I was like, "Baby girl, texting me, are we going to war at 4 in the morning?" And she's like, "Well, are we?" I was like, "Listen, to be honest, I don't fucking know. But here's the best thing about it for you specifically. One, because of your biology, you're not getting drafted. Congratulations. Okay. Two, stop worrying about something that's going on the other side of the fucking world. Okay. And texting me at 4 in the morning, I'm not going to be able to solve the world's problems for you. Okay. Stop worrying about shit that is on the other side of the world that doesn't affect you. Stay in school. Stop worrying about it. Okay. It's not here. It's over there. Am I happy about it? No. Do I like it? Fuck no. But guess what? It's over there. So stop worrying about it. She's so fucking worried. Like, I remember whenever when we fucking did the nuclear shit, when we had all the nuclear facilities, right? And she was going on about like, "Oh my God, are we going to war then?" Right. And then she was fucking um saying, "Oh, do we need to leave the country? Like, what if they all?" And I was like, "Sweetie, you realize that you leave the country as an American, as a young female American at that. You go live, you leave the country and go anywhere else. You're a number one target. Period.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you need to stay here. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that you're here, be grateful. Okay, you leaving makes it worse for you. So I was like, calm down. I was like,
Oh yeah.
there is, and I told her, I was like, there is no realistic possibility that any foreign government or military, terrorist actions don't count. We're not talking about terrorist actions, but there is no realistic ever outcome that a foreign military or government will make it here and invade us, because it just won't happen.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So I was like, calm the fuck down.
Oh yeah.
Like, calm down.
Well,
We are okay.
and it's funny y'all had that conversation. So I'm not going to say who I had the conversation with last night with, because I don't know if they want that out there. But last night, me and one of the candidates were bullshitting at, like, I don't know, midnight or something like that. We were talking on the phone, and I couldn't remember the exact quote, and I don't remember everything about it, but I think it was Russia. At one point in time, Russia was asked why they would never invade America, and whoever it was that they had talked to, whatever general it was, he said because of Texas, and they said because Texas has so many guns, and they're all pissed off cowboys over there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny, but when we were talking about it, he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "I can see that," but I was like, "Man, I wish I remember what I read that or watched that on or something like that." But
What
it's the only reason why Russia would never invade us was because of Texas.
Well, what's funny is like I've watched a lot of these quote unquote scenario videos on YouTube of USA versus like the world, or USA versus like a Russia invasion. Like, they create these crazy scenarios, right? And there was one that was literally USA versus the world invading, right? And now people would say, oh, there's no possible way that the US could stave off the entire world. But this dude fucking made it happen with his scenario of how we're strategically placed all over the goddamn globe. And so what he did though, right, is like he started showing off like, oh yeah, well, we're over here, we're over there, and the first thing we're gonna do is try to take control of supply chain, right? Strait of Hormuz and all stuff like that. But we have our bases and stuff like that. So like where they might start to get a little bit of traction here, we have our our bases with nuclear control capability. We'll easily seize it back. And then it got to the point where people would be staging from Mexico and Canada, right, to do ground invasion, because land invade or sea water coming in from the water is just not going to happen. Like they're not, because we have our bases strategically placed across the coast for that reason. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But what it did is it did show like the northern border is like would be the point where they could make some headway, just because there's a whole lot of nothing up there, right? But what was funny is the guy in the video said like, now here's what people underestimate when it comes to America. Uh, while their armed forces number roughly around like, god damn it, dude, I hate not having this number off the top of my head because I used to.
The other country that said they'd never invade America was because it was Japan, and they said because there's a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at about 1.3 million it said active duty, right? And that does include guard and reserve, right? Now, they were saying like while the numbers of active duty personnel are just over 1 million, that doesn't take into account the massive armed civilian population that is not going to let multiple foreign nations invade and take over its land. Because all it said was, now you just have a bunch of pissed off rednecks that have been waiting their whole life for this, pushing other countries back.
Oh yeah. That ain't no bullshit.
I know, right? I was like, fuck yes, don't mess with us.
Did you see that text I sent you a minute ago?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane that Israel bombed that school.
Not trying to conflict with anything you're saying, because I see a bunch of shit come through the timeline, right? Like, because obviously one of the first things I saw was that during the strikes, it was so it was being reported that, well, at least what I was seeing is like U.S./Israel strikes hit a school. Like it wasn't specifically saying it was either Israel or U.S. It was just saying during that time frame when they were bombing, right? But then I saw, again, I don't know who's lying or who's telling the truth. It's all propaganda, in no matter what. That what it was, again, I don't know if it's true. What I saw reporting was that it was I don't know if it was an ICBM or if it was just one of, Iran's, ballistic missiles going off, whatever, going up right that. And then it like malfunctioned.
Yeah. I know which one you're
on the
talking
school.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking
I
about.
saw. So they were saying, no, it was that hit the school. I'm just like, dude, I don't know. None of this should have happened in the first place. So,
Yeah. No. The one I just sent you, a different one. That one is Israel specifically bombed that school because there was Iranian officials in that school because they were doing that press conference at that school, apparently.
Yeah.
So, which is fucking nuts, bro. Like, you can't be doing that bullshit. Well, and then I saw something else that was another report it was saying that Iran bombed a hospital, and I was looking at it, the before and after, and I'm like, that's not a fucking hospital. That's just a fucking building. Like, not a. I don't know if it was.
Well,
Yeah.
and on top of that, we have fucking military members that are dead now, our own, and again, this just shouldn't have fucking happened. And well, I'm waiting for more of this to develop before we really dive into it on an episode, because it's still, developing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what I already saw, and even on the post, it said there was nothing confirmed. And again, I haven't seen really anything on it yet. Because one of the biggest things that I thought was a very, honest question, even though so you remember during the Venezuela thing, right? Like when we were posing the question, I was like, look, you got to pick one. If you can't have it, a no, and it had to be a yes, and you have to pick it if you're going to be one of these two things, right? Go in and be there for 20 years and get nothing accomplished, or go in with Delta, kick some ass, take some names, and leave, within 8 hours. Which would you choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, don't think this should have happened. Obviously, we're not up there, and we can't fucking make that call, right? So, it's one of those, here's your two choices. You can't say no. You have to pick one of these two choices. We do what we're doing now. We go in, we just kill all the leaders and start bombing people, and to force regime change, because that's obviously what we're doing here, right? To force regime change, but we have no one to install, so it's just chaos ensuing.
Yeah.
Basically what we did in Syria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we go in with a more strategic plan to force regime change, to install someone that whatever, like, I don't know, what would you say is a quote unquote successful time that we've installed a good regime change? You know what I mean? Like, you have to pick one. It's a shit sandwich. You can't get out of it. So which one are you going to eat? You know what I mean? But because right now,
Okay, so here's what I would do. I would rather go a strategic boots on the ground approach. Just because I look at it as you do that quick, swift action, take everyone out. They're going to try to rebuild fast. They're going to have so many fucking internal problems. You're going to be fighting that war again in fucking 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So you're going to draw it out anyways.
exactly.
Might as well, if you get in there, you essentially get in there, rub elbows with their leadership or whomever you want to take over, have some people in mind. And
Strategically install the person you want.
yeah,
Yeah.
install some good democracy over there, maintain it through a couple election cycles and such, and then move out. Not like we did over in Iraq,
Iraq
and shit like that.
or
Because look,
Afghanistan.
or Afghanistan, yeah, they were on the right path, and then we pull out, and guess what? Taliban
two,
gets in there and takes everything
two
over.
weeks, two
So
weeks later, nothing.
yeah, yeah.
But
So
because here's why I say this, right? Is because, and some people brought it up, even Matt Walsh, which, like, every now and then he'll say something that is like worth being like, you know what, that was a good thought when you're not, getting being the whipping post for the Daily Israel, right?
mm-hmm.
But he said, like, okay, we went in, we killed all the leadership. Now what? Who's taking over?
Yeah,
Because there was no plan. There was
yeah,
no one to put in place. And now what I saw reported is that Khomeini, the leader of the Ayatollah, right, who was in
yeah,
charge, who was confirmed dead, that where it is now is that his son, who is supposedly worse than him, is now going to be taking over. So it's like, what the fuck did we even accomplish at this point if his son,
nothing.
who is now being reported that is worse than Khomeini, is just going to take over and keep on fucking trucking along? And this is what, and to me, it's just like, oh, well, sorry, now we have to keep on going. And now what are we going to do? We're going to invade fucking Iran.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking dumb decisions, bro. Like, So fucking stupid.
It's like, look, and me and you both talked about, it's like we don't fucking make excuses or sit here and say that there is not bad fucking radical, Islam and Islam people that are, that have done bad shit. And we know that the
Mm-hmm.
Ayatollah and the regime in Iran are fucking evil and horrible. They've done
Mm-hmm.
bad things. We know that. We accept that notion that is true. But they're there, we are here. That is their country. We can't fucking do anything about it. Like it's
Yeah.
not us. Okay.
Just like Venezuela. Like, how do we go in and take over their fucking president and then charge him with fucking
U.S.
gun
crimes.
fucking gun possession charges? Like, are you fucking shitting me? He
Yeah.
was on sovereign land. He was on their land. Like, you fucking retards.
Yeah. And then when on top of that, it's like, because people are like, well, they say death to America. They say death to America. Okay, I get that. I understand it. It's like,
You
but
got Antifa and you got fucking Democrats that say death to America.
yeah,
Like,
but here's the thing though. It's like, do they hate us? Like, I mean, and look, I'll say one thing. I'll say one fucking thing. Like, there is a lot of Iranian people that are very happy about what we did because they don't like the regime either. I get that, okay?
mhm.
And I feel for them, and I'm not upset that they're happy about what happened. Okay, I
But they're not
understand
our
that.
problem,
I
honestly.
exactly. But it's like, look, I'm happy that you're happy. Fine, cool. But now look what's happening. Our service members are dying for something we shouldn't have gotten involved in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on top of that, now there was no plan to transition forward. And now look what's happening. Now you're probably going to get worse.
Oh yeah.
And so here we are now stuck with what the fuck do we do now? Okay. Because do they hate us? Yes. Do they shout death to America? Yes. Is that bad? Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to fucking, be friends with someone who says death to us. But here's the thing. Who fucking cares? There's always going to be someone who fucking hates you.
Mm-hmm.
Period. There's always going to be
Oh, yeah.
someone who fucking hates you. Who gives a shit? Let them talk shit. Guess what? They can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
They can talk all the shit they want. They're going to carry a big stick until we shoot them in the fucking face with a gun.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, that. Who
Yeah.
fucking cares what they say? I do not care that they shout death to America. They can shout it from the fucking top of Mount Everest until we drop a nuke on it. I don't
Oh, yeah.
care.
Yeah. But
It is their problem. They are over there. I don't fucking care.
And it's crazy that it's like we're getting pulled into these proxy battles and proxy wars for Israel, or we're fighting with fucking CCP in Korea. Like, it's like we always have to be involved in something. Like, we always have to either Israel stirring the shit pot, or we have to show that we're here. Like, our foreign policy fucking sucks, bro. Like,
And who else agrees with the notion that this is Israel's war that we're just getting involved in? You know who else? Who else shared that notion?
Oh yeah, no, I was just seeing that the other day. I was actually like reading a bunch of different people posted it, and what they were saying.
And this was no small poll.
Mm-hmm.
This
Oh yeah.
And when this happened, this still had 16 hours left. This had almost 245,000 votes almost at the time. Charlie Kirk agreed that this was Israel's war against Iran.
Mm-hmm.
This was I don't know when this was posted. This one specific. Obviously, it was sometime last year, before we bombed the nuclear facilities.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie Kirk agreed that this was Israel's war that the U.S. was about to get involved in. So it's like we're not just sitting here trying to say, "Oh, it's the Jews this, the Jews that, and we're anti-Semitic." No, like, this is the state of Israel's bullshit that we keep getting wrapped in.